The Ingush are a Caucasian native ethnic group of the North Caucasus, mostly inhabiting the Russian Republic of Ingushetia. The Ingush are predominantly Sunni Muslims and speak the Ingush language. Despite popular misconceptions, Ingush is not mutually intelligible with Chechen, though they are closely related. The Ingush and Chechen peoples are collectively known as the Vainakh. History: Caucasus is the legendary ancestor of all modern Vainakh peoples, including the Ingush and Chechens, who are closely related linguistically and genetically. The Georgian name is Glivy. Ancient author spoke about the Gagas. American cartographer J. H. Colton labeled the people as Galians. The Ingush came under Russian rule in 1810, but during World War II they were falsely accused of collaborating with the Nazis and the entire population was deported to Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. They were rehabilitated in the 1950s, after the death of Joseph Stalin, and allowed to return home in 1957, though by that time Western Ingush lands had been ceded to North Ossetia. Culture: the Ingush possess a varied culture of traditions, legends, epics, tales, songs, proverbs, and sayings. Music, songs and dance particularly highly regarded. Popular musical instruments include the dachig pandir, kekar ponda, mirs ponda, zurna, tambourine, and drums. Religion: the Ingush are predominantly Sunni Muslims of the Shafi'i madhab, although a Sufi minority exists. Ingush genetics: the Caucasus populations exhibit, on average, less variability than other populations for the 8 alloinsertion polymorphisms analyzed here. The average heterozygosity is less than that for any other region of the world, with the exception of Sahel. Within the Caucasus, Ingushians have much lower levels of variability than any of the other populations. The Ingushians also showed unusual patterns of mtDNA variation when compared with other Caucasus populations, which indicates that some feature of the Ingushian population history, or of this particular sample of Ingushians, must be responsible for their different patterns of genetic variation at both mtDNA and the alloinsertion loci. According to one test by Nassidze in 2003, the Y chromosome structure of the Ingush greatly resembled that of neighboring Caucasian populations. There has been only one notable study on the Ingush Y chromosome. These following statistics should not be regarded as final, as Nassidze's test had a notably low sample data for the Ingush. However, they do give an idea of the main haplogroups of the Ingush. J2 89% of Ingush have the highest reported frequency of J2, which is associated with the Fertile Crescent. F***. This haplogroup was called F** by Nassidze. It may have actually been any haplogroup under F that was not under G, I, J2, or K. However, it is probably consists of haplotypes that are either under J1 or F3. G, typical of the Middle East, the Mediterranean and the Caucasus. The highest values were found among Georgians, Caucasians and Ossets. There was a noticeable difference in G between Ingush and Chechens, possibly attributable to low samples that were all from the same town. In the mtDNA, the Ingush formed a more clearly distinct population, with distance from other populations. The closest in an analysis by Nassidze were Chechens, Kabardins and Adiga, but these were all much closer to other populations than they were to the Ingush.